Hello, everybody. Welcome to the second installment of the U Hills Entertainment monthly series called I Had No Idea. And this is a series that was actually founded by Sandrine herself, who said, Lily, what if, and to the group, what if we, U Hills is so amazing. We have so many talented people that do stuff that's not related to anything they do professionally. And you'd be surprised as to what people do. So how about we start something? And we just loved the idea. So we decided to just do it because we can't do anything in person anyway. And what better way to do it than via Zoom? So thank you, Sandrine, for this wonderful idea. First of all, I would like to make a couple of announcements before we start. First of all, happy Hanukkah. I think it's the fourth night. Is that correct? Is it the fourth night of Hanukkah tonight?
I think so.
I think it is, yes. And then we have, 12 days until Christmas. So this is a good time to start planning, everybody. The I Had No Idea series happens every month on the second Sunday at the same time from 5 to 6. The next month, in January, we are hosting Doug Tully, who is the Outdoor Adventure Program Coordinator at the ARC. And it's gonna be fun. So if you have children, or if you like the outdoors, or if you have the scouts, anything that has to do with nature, this is the one to join, because Doug's he will help us out with dealing with being on the outside and not indoors. Also, we have the CSD, the Community Safety and Diversity Working Group, is still holding its monthly book club. Next month, January 17th, will be the second installment of the second part of the book, My Grandmother's Hands. And Hobart, can you give us just like a 10-second recap of what the book is about and the time?
Sure, yeah, it's going to be on the 17th between between 6 and 7:30. We normally meet then. And My Grandmother's Hands is a book about how we can learn to release the trauma that it lives in our bodies because of racism. It talks about some of the cultural trauma that goes all the way back to witch burning in England and, of course, slavery in the United States. So it's a fascinating book with lots of good therapeutic exercises. We had a really good discussion last month, and so we decided to continue and talk more about some of the therapeutic aspects of the book in January.
Thank you. Thanks, Hobart. And as you all know, our neighborhood, I'm so grateful to live in a neighborhood that is super, super connected and aware. And these conversations, if you haven't been to a CSD book club, it is amazing because you're surrounded by all these people that have amazing feedback and backgrounds. And so hopefully you can join. One other announcement is the University Hills Entertainment Committee is still hoping to continue the trivia night. So we're looking for volunteers to help out. So if you have some interest in participating and in helping organize trivia night, please contact us. Matthew Lovelace and Zach Nelson are usually the main point people for that. So please email us, or you can contact me if you would like to participate in the trivia night group. And basically, that's all for the announcements. So let's go ahead and welcome the amazing founders of the Holiday Bazaar. This has always occurred at the community center. It's always been a big hustle and bustle weekend. And it's been so crazy dealing with the pandemic and thinking, is this really gonna happen? Marta and Sandrine, thank you so much for this amazing event that everybody looks forward to. So I'm going to go ahead and pass the mic off to you two. Sandrine and Marta, tell me a little bit about how it all started. Tell us a little bit about how this all started.
Well, she should probably unmute her microphone.
Oh, hold on. Let's see here. Okay.
She's muted, that's why.
Okay, Marta, are you muted?
Yeah, I was muted because my husband was making noise. I'm gonna jump in because I want to set the record straight. We're not the original founders of this event.
I had no idea.
Yeah. So item number one, we had no idea. We are not really the original founders. I could probably be like a semi-founder, but the idea really started with one of our neighbors from Whitman Court, Diane. When the community center got built, you know, even before that, we used to starve for a space for us to do things as a community. And we all were, you know, as you know, all these people in the neighborhood that have really interesting arts and crafts and, you know, things like extracurricular. We really were hoping for a space where we could share things. And when the community center got built, Diane said one day, hey, why don't we have a craft show or something like that? And it's like, yeah, let's do it. Back then I was doing shows almost every weekend, and I thought this would be fantastic to do it. I knew a bunch of people in the neighborhood, like Harry and his wife, and some other people that are potters and artists in other media. And I thought we could definitely fill the room with people from the neighborhood, and that's how we started. She organized the first one, I think in 2010. And then, so it's 10 years. This is perfect. It's the 10-year anniversary. Congratulations, everybody. So she organized the first one, and it was crazy. We have come a long way. It was really restricted. Aisha said, you can only use this room, and you have to give me the names of everybody, and you have to pay for the cleaning, and you cannot do this, and you cannot do that. And it was like, okay, let's just do. So, you know, the first year went like, okay. So by the second year, she said, oh, forget this. And she has some other personal things going on during the holidays. And so I think the second and third year, I think I might have done it by myself, but then Sandrine showed up and she just picked up the basket and ran with it. So yeah, and that's when it really started to gel into like what it is now, because in the beginning it was like we didn't know what we were doing, and we were just coming all together to the rooms and filling them up with our stuff. And so now I think Sandrine and I kind of well, I'll let Sandrine talk about it, because I think we do have a little bit of a vision that evolves every year. Right, Sandrine?
Right. And actually this year has been more difficult than the previous years, because having the bazaar in person is, we know how to handle the things, we have to handle everything, but this year has been a first, and it was not easy to work with Aisha, with everybody sends pictures, everybody, and then Barbara is setting up the website. It's much better to have everything in person, but hopefully next year will be very different. So we wanted to offer everybody the opportunity to do something this year anyway. So I hope people will sell stuff.
Well, I have to say that I'm amazed at, you know, at all the vendors and the artists and the artisans that have signed up, considering. I mean, it's a pretty good amount. I mean, and it's amazing products. So thank you so much for that, everybody.
Yeah, it's thanks to Aisha though, because I think it was nice that they actually were agreeable to put it online. It was, Sandrina and I sat together. Thank God she offered me a glass of wine and said, let's talk about it. What are we gonna do? We cannot not do it. So let's just move on to online. And it's like, how do you do that? A lot of you, like Tal and some other people, have fancy websites going. And I know half of our vendors are not here because they're not at all cyber, and you know, they don't have their act together with websites and pictures and all that. I'm hoping that by next year it will be a little more of a hybrid. I hope we can keep the online and then do it in person, and people will have time to get their online presence a little more fine-tuned.
Yes.
Yeah, well, we'll definitely work on that. I mean, there's a lot of learning, I'm still learning WordPress myself. So, well, one thing I would like to point out is because of the Holiday Bazaar, you've added a little bit of more of an urban feel to the neighborhood, which is so amazing because I remember moving here from Chicago and I thought, oh my gosh, there's like nothing in this neighborhood. You can't like walk anywhere. And that's what was so wonderful about the bazaar. Is you could actually walk from your house to check out these amazing things. And every artist has a story, and every artist, lives here in University Hills, and it's just really amazing. So on that note, I would like to go ahead and introduce our first artist that we'd like to feature. Well, I'll leave it up to you, Marta or Sandrine, who'd like to go first?
Well, okay, I'll go first.
Okay.
So I'm Sandrine, not Isaac, as my name is written on the Zoom. It's because I'm using my husband account. So I'm a photographer, and I love nature. I love wildlife. I love being outside taking pictures. And so I'm doing calendars. So this year I have only 2. It's a special year. Usually I make 3, but this year it's only 2. So the first one is called, it's not going to be very easy. You know what? I'm going to remove my background.
Okay.
Because
I'm going to ask everybody if you can mute yourselves real quick while she speaks.
Because, it's going to be easier. Okay, so this one is called Dusk to Dawn. And I have selected pictures of sunset and sunrises in California. The Salton Sea, some here on the beach, some in desert. I don't think you can see very well because of the reflection. This is Baja California. This is the Salton Sea also, so you have lots of birds, but mainly sunrise and sunsets. And the other word is the wildlife of University Hills with the birds and other animals of University Hills. So those are the birds that you can see right now. The cedar waxwings, I don't know if you've seen them in the neighborhood lately, eating the toyon berries. Bees and flowers and native flowers, native plants. So those are the 2 calendars I have this year. And I also have some note cards with prints. I'm not going to show them to you because there's a wide choice. And if you want something specific, a specific bird or a specific animal, you can ask me and I print it for you.
Thank you so much. And what are your price ranges?
Okay, the calendars are $25 and the note cards are $3 or $4 for $10.
Great. And I know that Harry had offered for anybody that was interested to, for any of the artists, if they wanted to do some sort of a thing where you can be outside and show your product.
I do that next Saturday.
Next Saturday. Okay, great. We'll make sure to share that with everybody.
Yes.
I did that. Yeah, it's great. You can take your dog for a walk and look at some new.
Yeah, and thank you, Harry, for organizing this and doing the map and everything. It's great. Thank you.
And for the artists, we'll make sure to share that information again with you, with Harry, or from Harry. Thank you, Sandrine.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Next, we'll move on to Marta. Marta, tell us a little bit about what you have and what you're offering.
I make things. Behind me, it's my booth from last year. All those knickknacks that I make. I'm very manual, so I like to make things. I actually started out with just pottery, and pottery has been my passion for a long time. And then I started getting a little bored with just the ceramic media, and I started looking into metals, because I wanted to do metal spouts and metal feet and metal handles on my pots. So I started, I went across the hall to the other media. And when I started learning metals, I realized that I didn't have the patience to make really big things. I wanted to be done right away. So I ended up at the jewelry scale. So I started making a lot of jewelry. Basically, it used to be all chainmail, and then I also got bored with that. And I have been evolving now. I'm doing fine jewelry now with like gold and diamonds and things like that. So yeah, it's been really fun. Thank you.
How do you find your inspiration, and what is do your price points differ?
Well, the price points are really wild. I have things that that can be like, you know, $30, and I have other things that are in the few hundreds. I don't sell the diamonds and gold stuff. Only if I know someone wants something like that, then I will do it as a special order or something. But those can be pretty pricey. But I also want to say, when you mentioned Harry, I was going to say we barter a lot. I think all of the spoons that I have from Harry are trades in jewelry and pots. So it's too bad we don't have our stuff laid out, because I would go across the hall and say, can I have some biscotti and you can pick up some jewelry, please?
Well, at least you're not like me. I'm like Wimpy from Popeye. I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today. So, thank you, Marta, so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now we're going to move on to Bo Abbott, maker of fluffy hats.
It looks great on you. I love it.
Now tell us a little bit about yourself and how long have you been doing this?
Well, last year was the first year I participated in the Holiday Bazaar. I actually started because my kids wanted Santa hats. And I went to all these stores, and most of the hats that I see are made of felt or very thin material. And you don't really want it touching your face. It's very scratchy, and it just didn't have that lush feel to it. After a while, I got frustrated. I said, okay, forget it. I'm making my own. So I went out, went to Joann's. I also ordered fabric from like wholesale fabric stores as well, and just made my own. And started, I actually started giving it out as holiday party gifts, and it kind of evolved from there. I kind of fine-tuned the templates, changed it a little bit here and there, and then eventually I thought, okay, well, how about trying the Holiday Bazaar? That's how the hat started, and it's available in a lot of different patterns, not just the red. Red's obviously the traditional, so I couldn't, not make that one, but there's different fabric patterns. And I started making outdoor, indoor cushions for the same reason, because I had purchased a outdoor sofa, upholstered outdoor sofa online, and after a while it faded. It started growing black mold on it. So I went out trying to buy more. I wanted to reupholster it, find or replace the cushions. I couldn't find any cushions that are the exact size. I would have had to get it custom. And so I just went online, and Sunbrella is known for their quality and withstanding the elements and outdoor conditions. So I said, I'm just gonna, I'm not even gonna take shortcuts. I'm just gonna go to Sunbrella, buy their stuff, and I'm gonna make it myself. So that's how that started. And then I started making pillows. My kids wanted pillows. I made some for them. And then I started selling it at the bazaar.
Well, I have to say that I kid you not, this is the most cozy hat. I feel like I'm wearing a hood, like a nice skull cap or something, because it's just so comfortable. So thank you so much. And a quick question, what are the different sizes of the pillows and the hats?
The hats are all one size. Okay. And as you know now, it's actually a little bit stretchy. So it does fit. And for little kids, what I have my kids do, if it's too big, you just fold it from here and then you just fold it.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Then it becomes a bit more snug.
Mm-hmm.
But for adults, we don't need to fold it. And all the hats are double layered. So there's an insert. So there's no seams showing. And I did that because the first set of hats I made, I just didn't like the look of the seams. So I decided to just invest in a little bit extra fabric and make it double layered.
And can you tell us a little bit about washing? Is it hand wash?
I actually, most of my kids have about 5 or 6 hats each, and I actually just threw it in the wash.
Okay.
This, if you need to fluff it, you take the lint rollers,
Mm-hmm.
use that. Just go like that, and they'll fluff it.
Oh, perfect.
So sometimes when you wash it, it'll get all clumpy. So when you use the lint roller, it fluffs it again.
Great. And how much are your hats and your pillows?
All the hats are $15, and the way I price my products is that I went online and looked for all the products I could with similar quality fabrics, looked at their prices, and I made mine cheaper to be competitive. So all the hats are $15, doesn't matter what pattern, what fabric. The pillows come in 3 different sizes. There is, rectangular, which is, this is 16 by 24. This is 18 by 18. And I also have one that's 24 by 24.
Oh, nice.
So it's 3 different sizes. And the prices vary from $20 to $45.
Great.
And I guarantee that's the cheapest Sunbrella pillow you will find probably anywhere.
And I can tell you right now, I used to work for Pottery Barn, and I worked in their design studio. And these types of caps and the pillows were at least double the price. So it's a great price for these quality items. So thank you so much, Bo.
I also looked at sale prices, and I made my prices lower than people's sale prices as a standard.
Oh, wow.
Oh, would you also, can I ask a question?
Yeah,
sure.
Just wondering, would you also make kind of cushion covers or seat covers for cane furniture for outside, well, actually outside or inside? We have just a set, I think, of four chairs that really urgently need covering. Is that something that you consider doing or not?
At the moment, my schedule doesn't quite allow it. I mean, that's how I started with, reupholstering my own sofa. Mm-hmm. But my schedule is a little bit, it depends on your timeline. And I mean, maybe we can discuss it afterwards or through email, just to get some details. Because I can't promise anything just because my schedule is a little bit hectic at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thanks. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And everybody else, thanks, Vera. It's so good to see you, by the way.
Yeah.
And also, everybody, if you have questions, if you don't mind, we'll wait until after everybody showcases their products. And we can share with you their emails. You can actually find it on the website, which we will share that website with you. Bo, thanks again for your time. And Vera, your question, I want to ask her to you later. Next up, we have Jill Berg. Jill, please tell us all about what you're offering.
Well, I grew up in Brooklyn, New York, and I'm wearing an apron that has the map of New York on it. And I used to go to the Italian bakeries and buy biscotti. And when I moved to California, biscotti tastes like cardboard. So I decided that I love to bake, I might as well try it. And over the years, I have perfected my chocolate chip pistachio biscotti. It's made now with 3 different kinds of chocolate chips. And it's good for dunking because it's a little bit hard, like biscotti are supposed to be. And then the chocolate melts in your mouth with the warm fluid, which is really good. A few years ago, Whole Foods sells biscotti as well. I don't like their chocolate chip, but I love their cranberry biscotti. So I decided when I couldn't get it, I used to buy a lot and then I would come back and they didn't have any. I decided I would try that. And the cranberry pecan biscotti are chewy, which is, you know, a really different consistency. It's a little bit crispy, but then it's chewy. And I'm loving that now. So I make two different types of biscotti. I make a chocolate chip pistachio, and then I make the cranberry pecan. And maybe eventually I'll make a chocolate kind. So we'll see.
And Jill, how much are your biscottis?
Well, I sell these two in a package for $3.50.
That's a deal. Oh, I actually ordered a bunch of them from Jill recently, and I only ordered the chocolate pecan or pistachio, and now I regret it. Now I want some cranberry.
Well,
So
I do have more.
I know where to reach you.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Okay, and next up we have Andrea. Andrea,
Yes.
tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes. So this is my first time at the Holiday Bazaar, like being actually part of it. So I'm pretty excited. Well, I originally, I'm from Germany, and I grew up in Singapore and graduated from high school here in Irvine, but then went back to Germany to do my studies in graphic design. And I worked at an international company in Germany, but well, until COVID hit, then I literally lost my job. So that's when I returned to my parents here in U Hills and just started creating a lot of things. And I have been translating books, illustrating books for a publishing company in Germany. And I'm a psych assistant just for my mom's work. So I have a lot of things to do, and I'm just really excited to be part of this. So yeah, I have various things. Maybe you can see it in the background a little bit. That one right up there, it's just a wooden tray, but with my kind of art on it. I make just fabric bags with, with my design on it. It's just a bird, but each design has its own title. I made t-shirts too, for, you can get them for children, so youth sizes or even large ones too. For example, this one, it has a little logo in the front, which is on the back, but in big.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And then you can also have these with long sleeved, or you can make hoodies. I mean, I have various things. And then I also just paint wooden, like a little birdhouse. I just painted it just with my style, but yeah, that's one of them. And then I also, oh my God, I have so much.
You're
but
amazing.
I also do cell phone covers, cell phone cases. There you go. So this is with my design. It's my dad's, but he got this for his birthday, so he was pretty excited too. The picture over there right now on the right, it's kind of a modern picture, but it's already sold. The one next to it, this one, that's more of my art. It's abstract, but with big shapes and very little detailed things inside of them. Yeah, and then I have cards. I have small, medium, large. So the small ones vary from just very, I don't know, yeah, for anything, like holidays, very simple animals. For the climate change, you have the koala in the hand.
That's nice.
And then this one is just nature. This is ink, pen, happy birthday cards. And yeah, I mean, it varies. There are so many different designs I've come up with, and yeah.
I just want to hang out with you. You're so full of energy and so much creativity. I do have a question for you that others might be wondering. If somebody was, are you selling what you have, or are you taking orders?
No, I'm taking orders in. So if somebody would want a modern picture or the one similar to the one in the back, they would just have to tell me what they would want, and I would just customize it. Yeah.
And what's the turnaround time for customizing?
It takes about 2 to 3 days.
Oh, wow.
So yeah.
That's great.
Like I have.
So what are, for your stationery, what is your price point usually?
Well, let's say for the cards, the small cards are $1.50, the medium cards are $2, and the large ones are $2.50.
Okay.
If you would want to get a bag like this one, it would be $15.
Okay.
The t-shirts vary. So you have those t-shirts would be $25 each. The long sleeve would be around $32.
Oh, great. Okay.
And then just the birdhouse would be $15. And yeah, that picture, I mean, it's reserved, the one on the left right there. But that would be around $120. So.
And
behind you, is it a painting? The mirror like.
This was my first painting I've done.
No, not this one. The one on top.
That one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that one's it's one of my older ones, but it's just little a canvas with little paintings.
It's nice. Yeah. It's like
so
it's
nice.
a little bit like Miro and.
Yeah. Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's beautiful work. I would love to talk to you sometime about maybe doing something for U Hills or the CSC. I love your voice. If you go on Andra's website, you can definitely see her voice and her what she's passionate about. And so I look forward for everybody checking her out. Thank you so much, Andrea.
Oh, I just the tray would be $35. So.
Oh, it's a tray. Oh, it's nice.
Yeah, let me just sit it down. It's just, you know, you can put something on it and then it just has my design on it, basically. And to finish it up, I just spray over like a concealer, I would say.
Yeah.
Make it all look shiny and more, so the paint, it wouldn't affect the paint. So that's what I should. German and English, you know.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Andrea.
No problem.
All right, moving on. Next, we have Tal. Did I say that correctly, Tal? Is it?
Yeah,
Tal?
it's either way, it's fine.
Hi, Tal. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're offering.
Hi, I'm a painter. I graduated college last year, and this past year I've pretty much had a lot of free time. I've just been going around Orange County painting some of the just beautiful landscapes that we have around here. So I sell paintings a few different sizes. I have these small ones, they're $40, and then I have bigger ones that go from 100 to 500 depending on how big. And I also just recently printed up some cards with my paintings on them. So I'm going to be selling these next Saturday at the little art walk for a couple bucks. And you can also get 5 of them at once on my Etsy. Yeah, is it okay if I share my screen?
Yes, let's go ahead and do that. Let's see, Sherry, how do I do this? Do I go, oh, here, hold on.
I already make Tal co-host so he can share.
Oh, okay.
Sherry.
Great.
No problem.
So this is my website. This is the link that's on the Bazaar page too. And there's a link up here to my shop. But just these are some examples of some of my paintings. This one was the preserve. The preserve up just in Uni Hills here, which is a beautiful place, especially in the spring with all the flowers. So I'm totally open to commissions if anyone would really love a painting of a place around here. And I also really love teaching and giving lessons. I've really been missing it this year. So if anyone wants to do socially distant painting, I do have a big backyard, or I'm happy to come to someone else's backyard or do something over Zoom. I have experience with classes or with paint and sip, and I paint in oil or acrylic. I have some acrylic paintings here.
Wow.
Or gouache, which is like opaque watercolor. So let me stop that.
Oh,
but,
goodness. Tal, your work is so beautiful. It's just I can't tell you, I don't know how many agree out there. I mean, just looking at it just completely puts me at ease. I need one in the office.
Oh, thank you. Well, there's also a link to my Instagram if anyone wants to follow and see the works in progress or the locations that I paint.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And all of that information we will have, we'll share it with you on the U Hills website. Thanks again, Tal.
Thank you.
You know, you and Andrea having such amazing young artists participate is a big deal. And we're so proud of you guys. So thank you for
so honored to be included. Thank you.
Tal, can you write on the chat your website?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, great. And next up we have, so Tal's going to put his website in the chat, everybody. And we'll also make sure to have it on the webpage.
It's on the webpage, isn't it? I went to his website that way, I think.
And I'll make sure, and it's not updated completely, everybody. If you do have websites and web pages and Facebook, like social media sites, I'll update it this week. I just ran out of time this last week, so sorry. But I'll make sure it's on there. Next up, we have Roxanne Carter.
Hi.
Hi, Roxy. How's it going?
Good.
Tell us a little bit about what you're offering.
Okay, so during coronavirus and the quarantine, my kids were doing school at home, so I was helping my daughter with the alphabet. She's 4, she couldn't go to preschool and stuff, so we were doing lowercase letters. So every day we'd look up a letter and decide what, and she would help me pick out, like, we'd make a list of like, A is for apple, A is for ant, and then we decide, well, which one are we going to paint today? And so we went through the whole alphabet, and a friend I don't have a scanner, but my friend scanned the paintings for me, and I had them printed. So there's like a whole set of, A through Z, and you can hang them up on the wall or laminate them and use them as flashcards with kids. And I use lowercase letters because I think most children, they always say, like, when children encounter letters, that most of the letters that you see are lowercase, so that's why we started with lowercase letters, and right now we're working on uppercase. But that's about it. It's I have an Etsy site, so it's a 26 card pack that comes with string and clothespins, so you can hang them up if you want to, and that's $25 for that with delivery to University Hills, or you can just download the files and print them yourself on your printer, from your printer. So it's $5 for a digital download, and then you just can print it on watercolor paper, which is their watercolors. So that's kind of what it works.
Can you show us again?
Oh, this is F for feather.
Oh, nice.
There's Q is for quail, or this is like the a bag with the prints in it. So it's like.
Oh my gosh, how cute.
Yeah. So my daughter picked out like what subject for each letter, and we just went through. There's C. So it was kind of like we were both learning. She was learning alphabet and I was learning painting. Well, she learned painting too because we kind of painted together, and it was kind of nice. So that's about it.
Thank you so much, Roxanne. I think that's such a neat experience to share, like your story to share. I mean, it seems like all of our artists are sharing. Would you all agree that this pandemic has really helped you out with your creativity and therapy?
I think so. It's an opportunity to focus maybe on something different, or or look at things in a different way.
Well, I think it's beautiful. And I followed Roxy because we know each other from our kids going to school together, and we share a Reflections art program together. And how long have you been painting, Roxy?
Just since March.
So beautiful. You're just naturally talented. I mean, considering that you just started painting, that's amazing. So thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for hosting.
Sure. Next up, we have, is Chris here? from AC Bagels? Oh, you know what? If you haven't heard from Chris, it's okay because he's busy. He's got back orders, I think. He is making bagels, and they're New York style bagels. You can email him. You can get his email on the website. I think he's a little, there's a link to his webpage, but I know that he has some back orders going. But they are New York style bagels right here in University Hills.
And I can vouch for them. They're delicious.
Oh, yeah. Anybody? Oh, thank you. Anybody else have had their bagels?
Well, I wanted to, but it was too late.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, well, we trust Harry's opinion there, so thank you. Next up, we have Chrissy and Paul Hanselman. Are you around?
Hi, everyone.
Hi. Hi, guys.
So I'm Paul, and this is small Paul here, and Christy and our 6-month-old Jonah. We were at, well, Jonah was not, but the rest of us were at the Bazaar last year. And we have one item. It's a plush owl. And we make them out of old corduroys and some other remnants. And so this is a corduroy fabric. And maybe Paul can help show another one. And we started making these as baby gifts, and we still do. And we'll go through phases where we make a whole bunch of them, and we have some extras. So we don't sell them other places. We don't have an Etsy store or anything, but for the neighborhood, we have them available for the holiday bazaar.
Oh my gosh, they are so beautiful. What are the prices and what are the different sizes?
So each one is $22, and that's a very scientific number that just happens to be a palindrome, and we like. But this is not a large scale endeavor.
I think it's adorable, and for our U Hills HRB people, they'd be such a nice thank you gift for the Hoot group. Anyway, I'm just saying. I love it. I love those owls. I think they're so cute. Can you imagine those on your Christmas tree, everybody?
Is anybody making rats?
These owls
That'll be nice.
These owls are our superheroes. Thank you guys so much. They're beautiful. They're so adorable.
They are.
Thank you. Thank you. So everybody, make sure to check them out. If you have any questions about the owls, you can contact them directly through their email, and that you can find on the website. All right. Thanks, you guys. Great showing off there, too. All right. Next up, we have Harry. Harry, Spoon Guy.
Yeah, so I'm Harry Manglam. Before I start out, I'd like to thank Sandrine and Marta and, of course, Lily for setting all this thing up, and especially Sandrine and Marta for running this thing for so long. I started making wooden spoons, sort of like this, about 30 years ago when I was a graduate student, and I had to make furniture for our house that we had just moved into because we couldn't afford any furniture, and I decided I didn't like any of the furniture that was available on the side of the curb. And after our kids were made, I didn't have time for furniture, so I had, or I didn't have chunks of time for furniture, so I decided to make things that I had that could be made in small chunks of time because kids tend to eat up large chunks of time. So I settled on spoons for some reason. And now in this crafts show, I'm making these spoons available for sale. So they range in size from this one, which is sort of a fairly large serving spoon, to relatively small, thin stirring spoons or scraping spoons, like for stirring onions and stirring chili. And I also make a bunch of other odd things. This was when I disassembled a small supercomputer a few years ago, and every server case was filled with these fans. And so there were just jillions and jillions of these things. And as a pack rat, I had said, I just cannot throw away all these beautiful fans. And so I took the fans apart, took out the fans, took the fans apart, saved the actual blades, and I married them to a turned a handle and then a joining piece. And so now they become egg stirs, or sort of like a hot chocolate stir. And from the people that have used them, I guess I have to say that you have to beware when you do this, because they do provide quite a bit of centrifugal force And they should be done in deep bowls, not in shallow bowls, because if not, then you'll paint your walls. So this is one of the other things that I make. I also make these sort of multi-laminate spoons, which are made of wood that has been laminated together this way or this way, and then I cut them on a bandsaw this way, and then re-glue them on a curved surface. And so what you end up with is a very fancy piece of plywood, which I then use and glue to various other things together, and then join them to a handle, and then carve them out and make them into various different things. So there's this style, which is asymmetric. There's this style, which is also asymmetric, but a little bit more symmetric. And then there are some that are purely symmetric as well. And that also, I also do some very deep spoons. So this is actually a piece of pin oak that came from one of the trees that's outside our houses here, the pin oaks that line California Avenue. We got some of the trimmings, and I made some of the some deep spoon ladles so the trunk goes straight up and down like this, and this is a branch that comes out of it. And a lot of the olive trees, we have a lot of olive trees in University Hills, and I made this set out of a split branch of some of the olive trees that were cut out. So there are those things, as well as so I do some cutting boards and some flat stirring or cooking sticks that are called officially called spurtles. And I also do some multi-laminate serving trays. They're not. I wouldn't use them as cutting boards, but they're very nice serving trays. I don't have an example right here, but they're. I do have them for sale on this sale that's going to be available on the Art Walk. So come around and you can see them, and they're very they're highly tactile. I mean, seeing them on video is not nearly as nice as handling them by hand. The prices range from about $30 for these individual spoons. The multi-laminate spoons, because they take so much time and there's so many stages in them, go for about $100. And then the larger sculptural spoons, they go anywhere from $80 to over $400, depending on the size, the depth, and the difficulty of making them, and also the spectacularity of the grain.
We can have our own show, a whole show on Harry. The stories behind it. Yet when I stopped by there the other day, he actually made spoons from one of our neighbor's tree. So there's and this tree has been around University Hills for years. Like, these are literally spoons made from a tree in our neighborhood. It's just amazing. So because of our time, I do have to move on, Harry. I apologize. But I have to tell you, it's so beautiful. All of the craftsmanship is just amazing. And I'm really, if the kids were to see this, I mean, it's like a science show. It's like art and science put together. It's so impressive. And maybe one day we can talk about that as a show. Thanks, Harry, and don't forget to artists and everybody that's in this Zoom call. There will be an announcement from Harry about when and where you can see the products, and as well as the other artists. Thank you so much. I am so sorry, Andrea. I skipped your name earlier. Next up, we have Andrea Canfield, our craft club and also our kids item exchange extraordinaire. Andrea, please tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're offering.
Hi, everyone. You may recognize me from Craft Club if you've ever come to craft with us. And one of the things about Craft Club is that my husband and I kept trying to come up with new projects that would keep the kids interested. And then as our own daughter got older, we had to come up with more and more complex projects. So we would say, well, we definitely need some tools that dome coins into shapes, and then we need something that makes coins into rings, for the kids. So we would do projects that would involve the kids and show them how to do these things. But I don't know if you can see like my tree of jewelry here, but what we ended up with is kind of like a skill set that is super exciting, and we really want to make jewelry, but we have too much of it now. So so we like to give it to you guys for a reasonable cost. So I put, in fact, my Etsy shop in the chat, and we have a code. I've learned like lots of life skills. If being able to put a site on Etsy is a life skill in the last week, and I'm so excited to have applied a code So UHills 2020 is the code. That's for free shipping. We'll drop it off at your house. And also we'll donate half of what it costs to the Orange County SPCA No Empty Bowls program, which provides cat food and dog food to food banks, so that families who are coming to pick up food can include their fur babies in the food that they get. So hopefully more cats and dogs stay out of the shelter and stay with families. So I'll share my screen like really quick. Host allows me to, I will share. Well, you can click on the link and go to my Etsy site. And I can just show you one of the things that we're the most excited about is wiggling around here. It's like a seashell and then kind of a metal charm. And then
Andrea, you can share your screen. Go ahead.
Oh, now I can share it. Okay.
Yes, you can now.
And so let me just kind of show you. I need to barter jewelry for photography services because our photos are really bad. So this is the custom jewelry that we make. It's a seashell. This one says sis. I made it for one of the kids that's in our study group for her sister. And she just picked out some beads that she liked. It hangs on a cord, and it can be personalized with any 3 letters on this metal disc. And we stamp into it, and you can either write a secret message on it and then wear it backwards, so you can just hold the message close to your heart, or you can wear it right side out and display your initials and your birthstone or whatever you would like to show. So that's my spiel. Please help me get this stuff out of my house. And the coin rings my husband does. He's more kind of high-tech savvy. He makes them out of coins from different places in the world and different substances. So we have some of the just regular clad quarters, and those rings are like $10. So they're, and then $5 goes to the cats and dogs. That's my spiel.
Yeah. Thank you, Andrea. I love it. I really appreciate your energy all the time, your creativity, and thank you so much for taking care of the animals.
I can't wait to get back to crafting with these kids because we need some more hobbies.
You do. Making is great, and creating. Thank you so much, Andrea. Next up, we have Zoe. I am so interested, Zoe Reyes. I love what you're offering. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and what you are doing.
Hi, everyone. I'm Zoe Reyes. We only just barely moved here to UHills. My husband is in the math department. We just came from Maine, where we've been for nearly a decade. And I think I was a little bit missing California. We came from San Diego before Maine. My husband did his grad work at Berkeley. So we'd been here in California a bit before Maine. And I think I'd been missing the avocados. And so I just needed to be closer to avocados out in Maine. So I am a portrait photographer, but I broke my ankle in January of 2018 trying to work off my holiday weight. I got laid up on the couch for 6 months. But that gave me a great opportunity to take my stamp carving knives. I was interested in getting into letterboxing, but I was a little intimidated by having to buy too much linoleum. So when I figured out that one could use avocado seeds to carve into, I took my little stamp carving knives and got to it and just totally fell in love. And in between trying to manage my life from the couch and rides for my kids and all that kind of thing, the thing that kind of kept the stress down and creativity flowing was carving avocado seeds. I've actually been doing it as I listen to your beautiful presentations. So I take these avocados that actually, here we go. Everyone from UHills has been donating in a little reception cup on my front porch so that I have plenty of supply. I let them dry a little bit, and then I take the skin off so that inside you have a sort of waxy linoleum textured seed inside. And sometimes I carve designs into that waxy coating.
Is that what I think it is?
Well, what do you think it is?
Well, when I see it, I think of Ruth Ginsburg, Bader Ginsburg.
You got it, Lily. Spot on. Yeah, so that I wanted to sort of really honor her on the day that she was lying in state. So I made myself a pair. This is when it's wet. I just did this during the meeting.
Wow.
So I made myself a pair of Ruth Bader Ginsburg earrings with her collar to wear when she was lying in state, and that got rather popular. So I've made several, and that's probably been my most popular seller this past season. But I take that off, and then I can carve actually into the different textured material. This is going to be a snowflake in the works.
Wow.
But I have a whole little Christmas tree here of snowflakes and little penguins and snowman ornaments and things like that I have on my little Christmas tree. But then I also love making owls. I got very obsessed with owls as I got into this. This is one that's drying, so it changes color over time. So you end up with various tones because of the very unique material, the avocado seed. So this will dry as a really dark tone, and this looks ugly right now, but it'll be a nice sort of blonder tone. And so then those change into necklaces and earrings.
Wow.
And they come together in little packaging like this. And I use it's a waxed cotton cord. Friends of mine who were vegan were disturbed with the idea of a leather cord, but the coloring of leather kind of looked nice with the fit. So it's a faux leather to respect my vegan friends. So this is a little Queen's chess piece that I worked up while I got obsessed with the Queen's Gambit recently.
Wow, Zoe, these are beautiful.
I do different animals.
What are your price points? Oh, I'm so sorry.
What? No, what? Go ahead.
What are your price points for your product? Oh my gosh, it's just beautiful.
It varies. So some of them start usually around 10 or 13, and they go up to in the 30 range, I believe. And I will, here we go. So you can see the whole display. So yeah, you can check them. I have an Etsy website that you can check them out on. And I also have a U-Hills coupon code because I can very easily deliver that to everybody. So if you go to my Etsy site and you put in U-Hills, that should give you a 10% discount on everything.
Great. Wow.
And I also do custom orders. I might have been the only one joining Harry with the art walk yesterday, but hopefully we'll get a little more energy on that next week. But somebody popped by and was showing me what the Chinese characters are for her daughter's names, and they both include the character for victory. So she's, I'm in the practicing. I feel very intimidated by the art of the calligraphy in the Chinese characters, but we're working on actually carving that into an avocado seed for the grandmother. So she has both of the granddaughters' symbols.
Oh my God.
For herself. So I've done logos, and I've done people's pets, and I've done hand signs and symbols that people have as special gestures of love or connection between each other. And I just love the challenge and new things. So I definitely welcome custom orders if anyone's interested.
Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful, Zoe. My mind is racing on so many ideas that I have that I would just love to feature you. I mean, again, all of our artists, we could spend a whole weekend. Usually Holiday Bazaar is a whole weekend, but just talking and learning about everybody. So we're welcome, first of all, to University Hills. We're so happy to have you here. And we love how inclusive and diverse you are with your product. That's a big deal for us. So thank you. And everybody, thanks again. Zoe, I meant, and we'll make sure to have all of Zoe's contact information listed properly on the website. I think it is, but I'll double check. And we'll definitely feature you soon on social media. So thank you so much, Zoe. This is just amazing.
Thank you, Lily.
All right, next up we have Hayo. Hayo, where are you? Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, hi.
Yeah.
Hayo.
Hi. First of all, a big thank you for the organizer of the bazaar. To Lily, a big thank you to Lily, to Sharon, to Sandra, to Marta, and to Harry. Yeah, we are very grateful to your leadership. And also, I want to thank all the neighbors and friends who have supported me as a community flower artist for over the years. For me, this year is the theme of my photo art products are flower arrangements like this, and water reflection. I can start by telling you a little bit of my photo journey for the flowers. First, I started capturing flowers with my macro long lenses, and then I switched to produce kind of quote-unquote impressionistic image of flowers with different kinds of photo techniques. This year, I was very fortunate to be awarded with the first place for the U-Hill photo contest, which is thank you, which is kind of new technique. Yellow master flowers of U-Hills with some photo techniques. But my current passions is really flower arrangements. I love use our local native flowers, foliage, and fruits and branches for my arrangements. For example, our local flowers would be lily of Niles, we see all the times, everywhere, and bird of paradise all year round, and Symbidium orchids, which are coming in a couple of months. And also fruits, lemons and kumquats, and even pomegranates, branches like driftwoods, succulents, and all that. I just love to photograph them. And many of my friends and neighbors have noticed my photos of flower arrangement showing influence of the big Dutch masters of 17th centuries, and also flavors of Japanese ikebana, and also features of our Southern California landscape. Yeah. And also, another theme is water. I've been fascinated by water reflection, the shape of it. It's so modern and so abstract. So I've been photographing water reflections in different parts of the world with waters. I went to Venice, Greece, Venice and Mykonos Islands, Oslo's, Santorini's, and Seattle, and all those places with waters to photograph water reflections. And these are some of my work.
Oh, beautiful.
Thank you.
Are those greeting cards, Hayo?
Yes, I have greeting cards, and I also have them in kind of bookmark forms.
Oh, how beautiful.
Yeah, and I also have them for picture frames. But this year, I have discovered a new way of doing this modern and abstract water reflection images by blending them to different pictures, and many of them together, to really reflect what I observed over the months and days of this year. It's like shifting grounds of our working places and living places, and tremendous losses of jobs, health, and lives, and the dark forces everywhere, and the dividing nations and communities, and of course, and emerging new hopes. I just want to share this, show this in my new works. And so this is my new works that is slightly different from my previous works on water reflections, but they're different.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I just want to get it out from my chest.
It's gorgeous, Hayo. Well,
thank you.
I see. Oh my gosh, I love your story. I love your process. I appreciate it. And I know that you had, Hayo had sent me some photographs as well as a little bit of more of her story that I will be spotlighting tomorrow in the listserv and on all of our social media. And Hayo, I'm so sorry. Did you have anything else to add before we move on?
No problem. Thank you. I really appreciate all your efforts and leadership. Another thing I want to say is that my artworks are very affordable and functional and and unique. That's what I want to add. That's actually previously one of the former participants told me that. So I want to repeat here. So the cards are $10 for 3 or 4 to 4, and the bookmarks $10 for 5, and the picture frames $30 to $60. And
those are beautiful. Again, we could spend a whole show on just talking about you and your story and your, I love your comment about the hope, because this has been quite a crazy year, and we're still getting through it. We're not even at the end.
Yes, we are getting through it. But still getting through it. But it's really offered me a lot of creativity this year.
Well, thank you for sharing that. And everybody, if you have kids and you're thinking of maybe, teacher gifts, wow, what beautiful gifts.
Yeah, the greeting cards are really wonderful. As you can use it as get well card, and holiday cards, and the bookmarks are really useful for readings, because we are all staying at home and we're going through books, and the bookmarks are
pick up a bookmark and take it with you for the next CSC book club on January 17th.
Yes, that would be a great idea.
Well, everybody, thank you so much. I believe, so Isabella and Olivia Yasa, I know weren't able to join us. We ran over, and I apologize, everybody. I know your time is precious. So Olivia and Isabella Yasa, we will focus on them for the next social media posts as well. But they are lovely young girls that are selling some delicious popsicles, and you can do that. You can give away popsicles for Christmas here in Irvine, especially in this weather. But one thing I would like to focus on as well, we do have 3 other people that weren't able to join us. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And we have here, we have Hayo's beautiful artwork here. But these are Isabella and Olivia Yasa's amazing popsicles, handmade gourmet popsicles made with fresh ingredients. Maybe they can, create some gift cards. You can stick them in your kids', or popsicle loving partners' stocking. Also, we have Karen Tannenbaum, who has some freshly hot off the press ornaments that she's created. I will share it with you. Karen is she creates laser cut wood jewelry, ornaments, and toys. upcycled component jewelry. And we also have here, I'm going to just scroll down here, Olga. Olga also creates beautiful jewelry as well as some custom succulents. And we will make sure to share her story as well. And last but not least, we have Claire McKenna, who creates these awesome, very beautiful, like really cool bleach effect clothing art. She hand bleaches them. Again, I will make sure to share this information with everybody on UHill's, the listserv, as well as our social media. And everybody, is there anybody here that has any questions about for our artists? Anybody have questions or feedback or comments? Anyone? Anyone?
No, just a big thank you, Lily, for organizing this and for inviting and focusing on the bazaar. This was a really excellent free promotion for everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
It's my pleasure. Well, you know, the holidays are nothing without a proper send-off. First of all, thanks again to everybody for joining. This is recorded, so we'll make sure to share it with everybody. But I wanted to welcome somebody special. Her name is Tessa Azizi. And Tessa, let me tell you a little bit about Tessa. She's 11 years old. She's a sixth grader at Turtle Rock. She loves to sing and play guitar and ukulele and loves to surf. She's just learning, ski, ride bikes, and run on the beach. She typically performs at open mics and other events throughout the OC, but because of the craziness of the pandemic, she has been performing at home. And ladies and gentlemen, I would like to go ahead and welcome Tessa. Tessa Azizi, are you here? She's going to send us off with a song. Where are you?
I am here.
Right there.
Where? Oh, hold on. Let me go ahead and unmute. I'm going to mute myself, Tessa. And I'm going to go ahead and as soon as Tessa is finished performing her beautiful song, we're going to go ahead and log off. So thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. We're so grateful to Sandrine and Marta for carrying this on, and for our artists for sharing your beautiful work. I'm touched and in awe of all of you. And Tessa, take it away.
Hi, guys. So as you know, my name is Tessa Azizi. I'm 11 years old, and I'm going to be singing for you a send-off song. Also, thank you for organizing this. This has been such a pleasure seeing all of your amazing work. So we all know that 2020 hasn't been an amazing year, and I know that I'm looking forward to the new year, so I'm going to sing a song about that. I hope you like it. Maybe it's not too early in the game. I love, but I ask you just the same. What are you doing? Who's gonna be the one to hold you tight when it's exactly 12 o'clock at night? Welcoming you maybe I'm crazy to I never be the one who chose out of 1,000
Yay! Thank you so much. Tessa, Zizi, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Everybody, thank you. Happy holidays. And thank you again. Anybody, Sandrine, Marta, do you have any last comments before we log off?
No, just thank you and bye to your neighbors, bye to local artisans and artists. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
I'll take 10 of everything.
Yeah.
Put it on his wife's credit card.
What a community!
Bye-bye.
What a community we live in. Really gorgeous stuff. Thank you.
Hey, Zach.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Tessa. Bye.
Bye.